Warning, this is for educational and informational purposes only. It covers real people, real stories, and real environments, not to glorify violence or hate, but to shed light on reality. This content has also been censored to comply with YouTube guidelines.
Fun fact, back in the day, companies would mail people fake promotional checks to advertise their financial products, but no one actually thought you could cash them except for one man. In 1995, Patrick Combs received a junk mail check for $95,000 and deposited it into an ATM as a joke, confident it would be rejected. But to his surprise, the machine accepted the check and deposited the money into his account. But when the bank still hadn't noticed the error a week later, Patrick withdrew the money and put it into a safety deposit box. A month after he had deposited the junk mail check, the bank finally called and demanded he return the money and threatened to charge him with fraud. Patrick had always planned to return the money, but he felt the bank officer was really mean and he was offended, and he also knew that this was the bank's mistake and he did have the legal right to keep the money. Finally, 4 months after he had initially deposited the junk mail check, Patrick gave the money back to the bank in exchange for a letter guaranteeing the bank wouldn't sue him or press charges.
Skyrocketing rent, stagnating home sales, and climbing mortgage rates. The housing market is a stressful place to be right now.
Now, here's one thing you may not have heard of. Checks showing up in the mail for large sums of money offering to buy your home outright. 5 News Side's Keely Arthur discovered it's happening right here in our area.
Who doesn't want to walk up to their mailbox, open it up, and find a check worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, if this all seems a little too good to be true, you're right. In Durham.
All three of the individuals had very different circumstances.
Edward's advice:
do not cash that whatsoever.
She wasn't sure if it was legitimate, though, so we took the checks to attorney Kara Gibbons. She handles residential real estate and sees a lot of interesting things.
That you think you saw the craziest thing, and then hold my beer, something else happens. It's just like a mess.
Right away, she told us the check is fake. Here's why. There's no bank name on the check, no serial number, account, or routing number. There's also this barcode, which is normally used to be scanned for mail.
None of the typical things you see on the bottom of a check.
So what is it? Well, it's a marketing tactic by investors to pique your interest and get you to sell your home to them quickly so they can turn around and likely sell it for much more. The lesson here, if you really want to sell your home, don't take the bait.
You really are in the market to sell. Do the right thing to get the most bang for your buck at the end of the day.
Serena Johnson isn't in the market to sell her home and got rid of the check, which is exactly what you should do. Another reason to not deal with this is because if you take it to a bank and try to cash it, you could be accused of trying to cash a fraudulent check. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to Uncle Mo TV. I've been debating on how I was gonna do this. Wasn't really sure, but it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to give it a couple of business days before I actually jumped on it, let everybody else get their point of view out. Now I can give my inside point of view and how things could have been. But as you can see from the thumbnail, you already know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Maryanne and how she pulled the wool over a lot of our eyes. Luckily, it was some people that seen through the facade from the beginning who realized that he was trying to pull a fast one. One thing that was crazy to me is that she's still maintaining that that check is real. We all know that it's fake. It can't be no more faker than what it is, man. We can't even pretend like it's real. We try to tell her that, try to give her out. Maybe she picked up the wrong check by mistake and send it in, but she just keep doubling and tripling down. And problem is she's not taking accountability for her actions, which that makes me wonder what was the end game. She would have got away with this. What else would she have pulled? What was going to be the next stunt? Because now we got to call everything into question. So even if something is real or something is true, we don't know that because we know this is a proven lie, and she just keep doubling and tripling down on the story, and then she's not taking no accountability. It's everybody else's fault. It's the loan shark's fault. It's the Honor's fault. It's the YouTube channel that she won't say the name of fault. And it's ridiculous. She need to take the advice of some people and just get off of social media. She done had rants that seemed like she was under the influence of something. She done fell asleep on the live or passed out on the live. Then she doubled down with a live, which we're going to get into. It was a live of a recording of her laptop calling the bank. We're going to get into that. Like, I want to address everything at once, but it's so long. I know nobody's going to sit through a 2-hour video of me breaking down her lies and deception. So we're going to have to break it into parts. But right now she's looking like the protege of Umar. Like, she's doing a lot of the things that he's doing, the deflection, not answering a straight question, going all around the world. I'm here to say that, spoiler alert, she ain't called no dollar bank, and I don't know where she get this dollar bank at, and just bank security with all the fraud that's going on right now. Why would she be able to call the other institution besides her own institution and ask them about his or whoever account, you know? So without further ado, we gonna get into the content.
Hi family, it's Maryanne here. Last night was a really difficult night for me, and I had a really hard time getting through my day, but God is good all the time. I felt it was necessary to do this video because when I got on the scene, you guys know I'm big on accountability, and then with the struggle with Umar, I'm always yelling accountability. So it's only fair to give an explanation, and then of course to follow a receipt. It was just really sad the way the whole situation played out last night. I felt I had a good rapport with him, and when I went back and combed through our messages, the times are all consistent, late evening or early morning, and then that text, that message which was sent to me was not usually the time frame that we connected. But then again, he probably felt due to the nature of the situation, it was urgency. What kind of troubled me is yesterday, that check that entertained everybody, that made its circulation on YouTube, I provided him with that check, which was in September, if I'm not mistaken, September. And there's a channel that comparable to mine. I think on his channel he has 500 more. So we're at 5,000, but he's at 500 more than I am. And I think just a regular YouTuber brought something to his attention, and he's like, oh, I'm coming to show you guys this and that. And I think Miss Honor probably panicked because he probably feel, wow, I brought her on the scene, which he did. I made that publicly, y'all. That's how you guys all know me, introduced me. And then a channel who's as small as mine was gonna blow him up with this check situation. And then I just felt that he would have reached out to me, discussed it with me, and allowed me to prepare, give him what he needed. And when he made the presentation to the family, he would have had my receipt. So that's my stand on it. And I stand firmly on this stand. And when I reach out to him, I rewatched the video twice. Yes, my voice is elevated. I'm an emotional individual, but I didn't say anything disrespectful and stuff. I didn't say anything disrespectful. The only thing which he felt he pointed out was disrespectful was when I called Umar.
Hey, so she says that she take accountability by giving him a check, but then she totally goes against that and says that it's the smaller channel fault for pointing out that she gave a fake check. She admit that she gave a fake check. The question is, none of us care about the backstory at this point. All we care about is proving that you have whatever it may take to show that there was a real check. Because right now, the check that you presented was not a real check at all. It's no way, it's no way you could have even cashed it, because it don't even look like a real check, and they don't even have the things on the check, as we pointed out on Lady Luck channel. It don't have routing numbers. It's written all over the place. It looks nothing like a real check. You'll need routing numbers, account numbers. They wouldn't even know where to draw the funds from. Then you came up with this loan shark bullshit to sort our intelligence, because you think that most normal people wouldn't even know what that is. Like it ain't federal laws on the books about loan sharking. And you just played in our face with that, right? It does not matter. Another thing, because I got my notes, it does not matter how many subs he got. You're trying to deflect from the point that you told a bold-faced lie. And how he handled it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you has been known as a liar. You said you was going to the bank in the morning and you was gonna prove that you deposit the stuff in there, and you did not go. Now you need days and dust to settle, and you done put out video after video but still ain't put out the facts. Then your whole going to the bank, you showing people feet, you showing this and that. Like you done went to the bank multiple times. We don't even know when you went. That could have been some old videos from way back when, but it don't make sense and it ain't added up. The only thing that we know for sure is that you lied about the check. You gave an advertisement check and you still doubling and tripling down on the lie. Let's get back to the story. I hope at the end it go from, I don't know, man, just
on the line, and then he muted. My thing is, like, not all monies are good money. I would have forfeit having that video monetized. I wouldn't have muted when Lenon picked up, but he muted.
So with that right there, right? You saying all money not good money, but you came up here and lied, and the only thing we could think of is that you did it to boost your channel, to push your movie, and that will lead to you earning more money. You get what I'm saying? And then you can't tell that man how to run his channel. If he didn't want Umar on his channel for whatever reasons, he didn't have to have Umar on his channel. It don't have to do anything. And when you keep saying cybersecurity, I don't think he means it like it goes against cybersecurity. It means that he works for a company doing cybersecurity and they have a code of ethics, and him and Umar has documented litigation on the books, and I'm pretty sure they ain't supposed to contact each other. And even if they are, he don't want to deal with the man. So you was being disrespectful, and it seemed like you did it on purpose. Now that you're saying that all money ain't good money, but you're literally going to do this video and tell people to sub afterwards, all money ain't good money, you need to just get off the internet. You can't prove these funds, get off the internet, because you done changed the story about 15 times. When you spoke to us on the panel, you told us a totally different goddamn story. And you still ain't really get to the point. You just went all around the world that we just stopped asking you questions because you wouldn't get to the point. You just avoided it. But if he didn't want the man on his channel, he ain't have to have the man on his channel. The question is, why do you have access to him still? That's the real question. That's what you need to explain. If he hurt you so bad, he did XYZ, why didn't you, like, why do you still got access to him? That's another question. Make a video to that.
He didn't allow the audience to hear the encounter that I had with him. And to me, it felt like I'm drowning and you didn't throw a life jacket. But listen, I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to give clarity. When I received the check.
So all you've been doing was criticizing the last couple of days, this whole weekend, and we gave you said Friday. Right now, it's going into Thursday. This is after midnight where I'm at, but we gave you grace. We gave you time to respond with facts, and you still ain't getting facts. You done had 4 business days. If you wanted to show whatever this interaction is with Shumuk, you should have did it on your own channel.
We questioned the check. I shared that with him. I made a video, family. After making the video, prior to making the video, I screenshot the check. I sent it to him. I also, every time I'm sending it, I say, please protect me, guard my information. I was always very adamant about that. So he got this check since September, and then someone's coming up, you know, a YouTuber had a question, and a content creator took the challenge. Okay, we need to challenge this. All fair and square, but my only thing, I just didn't like the way he handled the situation. And once we sat with his attorney and my attorney, I signed the disclosure what I needed to sign. And when a check was issued at the time of the signing, I ran to Chase Manhattan. We deposited, and we really felt like, okay, if this check bounced, we're gonna in Ohio, when you,
I'm gonna call cap on that, because that wasn't a handwritten check. We're using the term loosely. What you gave to him was not a handwritten. If they issued it on the spot, attorney to attorney, it would have been handwritten. If they did it there, they ain't gonna print it out. An insurance company can do that at times, but they would have had time to prepare it. If they came with all that, you either skipping a whole step in this, but you're not making sense, man. Then you said y'all handle it outside of the courts, and you had to tell your attorney. That's what I mean, how you keep changing the story. When you tell one lie, you got to keep telling another lie and another lie and another lie to cover it up.
give a bad check, it's very serious. There's hefty penalty, and there's criminal charges that one will face. So we're like, all right, we're gonna get him, and the check family cleared. When the check cleared, I think it took 3 to 5 business days, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a few months, family. I closed the account at Chase Manhattan, and I took the check and I deposited the check in my account. Now, in the Huntington Bank, the deposit is for 42 and something, because I took out of the 68,000, I took 26 and something. But like today, like I said, my entire schedule rearranged. I went to Chase. This wasn't a closed account, where for them to pull that closed account and to give me proof of statement of the 46,600 that was deposited. So that's how that was. It didn't.
I'm gonna have to call cap on that, because why would they give you a statement for one thing? You could have just had it was a short-lived account. You could just give them the statement for that month. They would give you the statement for that month the same way they send it to you. Show us something that you even had an account there. Show that you closed the account there. But they would have gave you the statement for the month, since you go in the route that is closed, and then it will show the deposit that you initially put in there, and then they will show whatever withdrawals. You get what I'm saying? But it's a fake check. You think Umar was doing all this stuff, right? That looks like you was doing some money laundering or something that was wrong to begin with. That you knew that it was wrong to begin with. That you sound like an accomplice, especially when you said, we'll let you keep going, but it sounds like an accomplice, that you open up a bank account, bust a check, and then close it after you withdraw it. Like if you want to make sure that it's out of there before they realize that. And like I said, they would need them account numbers and stuff before they could do that. And you didn't have to ask him to protect your identity if you send him a screenshot with all your stuff already covered up. Make it make sense.
Throughout the entire process, when the check cleared, I informed them. When I closed the account, withdraw the money to transfer to my primary institution, I informed them. So there was always a line of communication, not just the check, everything regarding this Umar saga. I felt like he was the one person that understood the urgency, how Umar was plaguing the community and how he needed to be removed. And last night, I'm going to be honest, I didn't understand his politics. I didn't understand the way he moved. I was at a loss.
So this is his thing. And like a lot of us things is, want to get Umar and want to do right by the community. Like our reasoning and your reasoning is obviously two different things. My reasoning is I don't want him to stop scamming the community and stuff, but you can't do dirty illegal tricks or just dirty conniving tricks to try to do it. Like you want to do it the right way. Like he got a plan, and if you want to do it your way, you could do it your way, but you ain't got to involve other people in it. And you said some stuff that over the past couple of days that you're emotional and that men are more logical and shit, but like your emotions cloud your judgment. But also I don't think it's your emotion. You make bad decisions, and if he's such a plague of the community, how you had his number on speed dial if you really even called him? But how would you have his number on speed dial if he's such a plague to the community? Why are you still messing with him? You seem like an accomplice. You seem like his protege. You sound like him.
It was embarrassing professionally, because when I got wind of the situation, I was at my place of business, and it was embarrassing on YouTube. I felt the entire situation could have been handled a little bit better, but that's neither here or there. But I do wanna take this time to tell there's four content creators that I will call out. I'm really, really hurt. I felt that I didn't know this was going to transpire, and I felt These people have respectable channel. They've been at the game a lot longer than I have, and they championed for me. And then I felt they were victimized by getting caught in the crossfire. Malik, Uncle Malik, I apologize. You were very vocal for me. I apologize that you had to take fire. And information man, you are one of the content creators that have always been welcoming, always very supportive. And when I saw him flash on Miss Honors, when people comments are coming up, and when I read his comment, I saw what I interpreted as the confusion, disappointment, and I'm truly sorry that he's very upstanding, very guardful of what he brings to his channel, and I felt he caught fire as well. And Manny, you've been on panel where you're taking fire for someone you don't even know, and I'm sorry that, because I know last night was confusing for a lot of people. And Uncle Mo, I don't know him as well as the other three, but he has also been very vocal for me. And
Yeah, I have, and I've been getting my back kicked in all week over that. Which, I mean, beef is beef. I don't really care about that. I don't take that personal. I do take the personal about the lying part. That's the only thing I take. Like I told you on the panel, as like only way I'm gonna feel some type of way if it come out that this is all a lie. And right now that's what it's looking like. And if it is, the easiest way to apologize to everybody, just admit to it and move on. People probably, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. People ain't gonna mess with you like that. You're gonna have your group that's gonna champion for you, but you need to just come clean, take accountability, you know what I mean? People mess up, take accountability and move on, you know what I mean? It could have been a moment, a loss of judgment just because your mind was so clouded at getting what you feel is your just due, you know what I mean? But sometimes, when they say with revenge, my mom used to tell me, when you dig one grave, dig two.
the last video that I posted was him again championing and supporting me. And I swear, if I knew this was gonna go down like that, I would have never post his video, because everybody who comes to the channel, when something dramatic happens, and his videos like that post that got commented underneath, I apologize to him for the fire that he also received. And it wasn't fair to them. And all of you who are my channel member, thank you for the love and support. This is crazy. I got like 2,800 or 600. I posted flooded with messages. I read about 70. I couldn't get to all of them. Thank you. They've been kind, encouraging, and supportive. Thank you. It's getting a little dark. I'm in the lobby. I had to do some traveling. I want to cover the fight tomorrow. I was supposed to bring a video with Lisa. I apologize. I had to do some extra running around before my travel, and that just kind of threw threw me off. Like I said, I had a very difficult day today. I'm gonna have dinner, but before dinner, I said I would come here and talk to you guys. And I'm not gonna call out their name. There are two large channels. Last night was hard, and he called. He goes, "I'm not being disrespectful. Are you okay?" And I appreciate him taking the time and making that phone call. And also the other individual, she is the queen of her own right. She reached out to me. She was very supportive, very comforting. I was surprised. I did not expect to get a phone call from her. She goes, "I know you're not sleeping. Stay out of the comment. I've already told you, stay out of the comment." And that's why, if you guys notice, everyone who commented after the fiasco, if you notice, I haven't really responded to any comment. She told me just stay out of the comment. And then she told me, she advised me not to. She said, if you're going to make a response video, turn off your comment. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go in the comment, but I'm not going to do that. Because that's not how we have it set up here on the channel. But I appreciate her advice, her kind words. Greatly appreciate it. I appreciate both of them. They know who they are, family. And Umar said something when he picked up Mr. Honor.
We don't give a dog shit about what Umar got to say. We all establish Umar. Umar don't give no credibility. That's one thing we point out. Umar saying that he's about as fake as that damn check. It make us look bad because we was kicking his back end off of stuff that you put out about him, and we don't even know if it's true, man. We don't know if any of that stuff is true. Like, I don't give a damn about Umar. I don't give a damn about none of that other stuff. Show us the proof of that check, or just admit that it was all cap. Admit it's all cap and move on, bro. We can move on from there. Derek Jackson told his bullshit story. Like, he got caught out there. He was lying this whole time, and he's still out here doing his thing. Show that it's cap. Show that you and Umar ain't in cahoots, and move on.
He did. Cybersecurity. I'm not an expert on cybersecurity, but I really wish the call wasn't muted. So I was extremely emotional. So I started screaming. I said, "You blank, blank, Pan-African blank. Tell them your blank, blank paid me."
Then the boy been lying for about 40 years that Frederick Douglass is related to him. A DNA test proved that he's not related to him, and he still said he related to him. So we think we gonna believe anything he say to you? Let's just say you telling the truth. You think we gonna take his word for it over the bank and showing the bank statements? Not at all, bro. Just show the joint. Like, you could literally go on your phone and show it.
68,600. And he's like, "Yeah. How does it feel? You're so buried in your hatred for me. You couldn't even accept my apology. You team up with my biggest hater," and he stabbed me in the back. I said, "You know what? Regardless how this situation is developing, you are a cancer in our community, and I won't stop until I see that you're in handcuffs." And he's like, "Well, good luck, because you're not the first." And I told you I was built for that. But there's always going to be one who's going to be the first. So I may not be the first, but I promise you guys, I will stay focused on this investigation that's going on in Cleveland. I did reach out to the police headquarters, and of course, like I knew, he's like, yes, they had quite unusual volume of call. It's police, they're not going to tell y'all much, but the point.
Same way if he under investigation, they ain't gonna tell you. They gonna get the witness statement and keep on going because they ain't gonna jeopardize the investigation. And you got on the internet and said that, you would have been getting charged on obstruction of justice. You know, so I would be careful if it's true, which right now I strongly doubt it. Like when you told the story in the beginning, like I said, it was a lot of like inconsistencies where it don't make sense with investigation, especially when it comes to the feds. By the time they come for you, they been investing for years. So like they would take your witness statements down, but they're not going to tell you, hey, I'm the lead detective on it. 9 out of 10 is going to be somebody in that community that infiltrated if he was worth it then. But him running around like that, they don't care about the destruction he doing because he ain't got nothing positive going on for our community. And I'm talking about the larger black community because I'm not part of that conscious bull.
Is I just felt like a lot of you just see me on here. A lot of you really don't know me, but I think I've been transparent. I think I've been open to you all. That check stuff is a fluke. That check that you all saw last night, I gave it to him. He had that check since September.
It don't matter how long he had it for, bro. You gave him a fake check, bro. And you mean to tell me you ain't read the check, but you covered your name up, but it clearly say, disclaimer, this is not a real check, and that ain't stand out to you? Let's be for real. Is it possible you could have cashed a fake check? Absolutely, back in 1995, but not in 2025. You get what I'm saying? Not 30 years later then. And y'all keep saying last year. That is a true statement, it's last year, but that was less than 6 months ago. You dig? That was 5 months ago. They will definitely have records. The records will still be on your phone. I don't know how you got rid of that. It's tax time coming up. Why didn't you have that so you could claim, like, let's be for real.
You know, I gave it to him. I wouldn't sabotage myself. And he's telling me real estate. I don't know any real estate. I had no idea what he was talking about. My thing is like, how could you not connect with me? And then we solved this together before you came and did your live.
Solve it together or make up a story together. You wanted him to make up a story. You wanted him to deceive the rest of us to keep it going, huh?
That was my biggest issue. That was my biggest issue. And then I'm tough. I'm a tough cookie. I think when I felt like I was under fire, I think it just kind of ruffled my feather, the page that I was taking fire from, you know. That's what bothered me the most. And
I'm about to speed past some of this.
I've been staying away from comment. Like last night, and I'm like, these are princes. They're girls. They changed there. That's unacceptable. And I did, as an activist, went to City Hall on many occasions. You don't go and see the mayor like that. The very first time I caught him was in the parking lot.
What the hell do this got to do with the check, man? I mean, I'm leaving it right here, man. She ain't gonna show the check. I already know that, but she talk about City Hall and girls' bathrooms. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And like, that's why even with the podcasts that they be on there with Umar and asking questions, I just cut to the case. Like, I like people that be like, yo, forget all that. What's good with this, you know? But like, I'm allergic to the bullshit. Got me sneezing and all. So we going in this part 1 right here. I'm gonna drop part 2 right behind that after I finish doing what I gotta do for my my fatherly duties tomorrow. After I do my running around with that, I'm gonna jump right into part 2, and we gonna knock that out. But just to bulk some of that shit that I even heard when I continue on that shit, if you was to call Dollar Bank, it don't even sound the same way like when you. But we'll save that for part 2. Until next time, respect life, because you only get one. And thanks for tuning in. Like, sub, and share. Peace. Stay blessed.